Wow. See, you see, that's why I don't want to pay taxes no more. That's why I don't want to pay taxes no more. A lot of these Somalians, they've been taking this money, and they barely gave me anything in Ohio. They barely gave me anything. And my brother, he's waiting for housing. He trying to find an apartment right now, because he got to go to one of these low income housing or housing that go by his income because, well, because because I mean, he does get disability, but dang on, you can't even find. They're having a housing crisis here in Ohio, in Cincinnati, particularly, and all across Ohio. And you come tell me these Somalians, they get everything. They get housing, uh, welfare benefits, food stamps. They get everything, but yet us people that live here in Ohio, we don't get hardly anything. Uh, I try to. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. I've been suffering a little bit with my health, everything. But it's not even about me. It's not even about me because I do work. But it's about us regular U.S. citizens that don't even hardly get benefits. They cutting us. They cutting our benefits off here in Ohio. And all across the United States. I know, and they don't hardly give us anything. And I'm just my main concern right now is my brother. He can't even find an apartment right now to go by his income. That's crazy. You know what I mean? But they give it to these Somalians. They give it to these other people. You know what I mean? I'm praying that he find him an apartment soon. Even though he stays somewhere else right now. And but just finding this out about how much benefits they gave to Somalians. Yeah, that they gave to Somalians. And my brother, he tried to find an apartment. He's a vet. He served the military and everything, and they don't give him a daggone thing. You know what I mean? They didn't want to make a big issue when we try to get something. They barely give us anything. I don't see what's the problem. They barely gave us people anything. But here in Ohio, if you are an immigrant, they give you everything. Like I said, Somalians get whatever they want. That's why I don't. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you have a good evening. I don't have anything about immigrants, but let me tell you something. They barely gave us anything. Like I said, my brother and other people I know, and that have mental issues here, that's dealing with homeless here. That I know a lot of people because I used to work in that field. Even people that through the disability that have disability, vets that serve in the war. They don't give them housing. They don't, but they give these Somalians housing. They all up here in Columbus. They give these Somalians everything. So what's going on with that? And I'm really telling you that the governor knew about that stuff, But like I said, they want to make a big issue when us Americans try to get it. You know what I mean? And then they wanted to say at first that a lot of my people was getting whatever, but at least we was Americans, you know what I mean. But it wasn't even all of us either. We was getting less of it. That's crazy. That's how this. But y'all give it to these illegals. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to this right now on TV. State of Ohio. Ain't that something? State of Ohio, that I pay my taxes working over 60, 70 hours a week. And I had to apply, well, I applied for benefits, because I was sick. I was sick last year, you know, but I'm fine now. I was sick. And I know my brother right now, oh man, I hope my brother okay. And he'll try to apply for benefits, you know what I mean? But they don't hardly give us anything here. Uh, for a brother. He had you know, they don't always give us anything. They don't give us. Yeah, it is sad. It's real sad. Oh, whatever. Anyway, like I said, that it don't matter. Anyway, it don't matter what you say. I'm just, hey man, I'm talking about people that's homeless right now. I'm talking about people that's struggling. I'm talking about what these people try to take our benefits all the time. So you know what I mean? They don't do anything for us. You know what I mean? That's true. You know, these Somalians have been taking a lot, you know what I mean? And other Africans. You know what I mean? And I'm watching this on TV right now. Look at this. They've been taking billions and billions of dollars from this state alone where I live at. And I know people that need child care here. I know people that need jobs here and stuff. And it's a shame that they do this to homeless veterans. And there's a lot of homeless people, uh, not where I live at, because I live in a small town, but in Cincinnati, it is a lot of. I don't live in Cincinnati, but I used to live there. It's a lot of homeless veterans, and I know my brother. He's struggling right now just to try to find an apartment, which he does have somewhere to live at, but he want to find a decent apartment. I mean, he do have a whatever right now, but he want to find a bigger place that go by his income. Cause but no, what do? They give all to these. My brother said they having a housing crisis anyway. Even people that have income can't even find an apartment here in downtown Cincinnati. You know what I mean? It's not even a joke. That's how they treat us Americans. Not even a joke. Because a lot of these cities they're not giving us apartments and stuff. And I'm talking about people with income that can't help it. You know. So I know my other brother, you can see it. I don't know. That's how they treat that's how they treat us people. I don't know across America, but they gave it to all these immigrants. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured that then then I remember it was like 2 years ago when Biden was in office. I can't stand when Biden was in office. That's them Democrats. Excuse me. I can't stand them. Why, like I said, during Biden administration, it was a lot of Haitians was living here, and I remember they was in Springfield, Ohio. They was getting $5,000 a month, y'all. 5,000. I know somebody that does work in our office. They was getting that much money. I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want them to lose their job. But yeah, they was telling me they was getting a whole lot of money. They was getting like $5,000 a month. Was getting free driver license. Ain't that something? Learn how to drive. Um, they was giving them whatever. And my kids right now, my teenage kids have to pay $700. You know, what I mean, I told them go, go. You know, my teenage kids right now is trying to learn how to drive, right? Which you know, I mean, they said it cost $700, and I said, they can't get no vouchers. You know what I mean? No.